gentlemen, namaskar,
Namaste.
namaskara,
Vanakkam.
kushamadi,
Assalamu alaikum.
tatsyakal,
మీకందరికి వందనము.
jai Swaminarayan,
जय श्री कृष्णा.
jai Janendra.
हमारे इस्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोलते हैं याली मदद.
मौला अली मदद बोलते सारी फीचर मलिक बोल के निशा बुला बरजन हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारे मैं से फालतू बाबा.
And of course, myself, आपकी darling प्यारी महाफंडी वाली therapist फालतू रानी.
And of
लेकर
course,
आपके लिए drive time show that's going to make it totally exciting and totally मस्तानी बंदजानी.
truthar बलजन of course आज थेरेपी थर्सडे में सभी लोगों का स्वागत है. आपको मालूम है कि अगर आपको यहाँ पे कॉल करना है तो नंबर कॉल वेरी सिंपल 408-832-8881 जो यहाँ पे नीचे स्क्रॉल हो रही है and you can always call the number and of course if you want to send us your questions your online therapist that is myself PhD Altu Baba past with heavy difficulty along with me of course sharing the sofa here is
our very own MFT यानी कि महाफंडे वाली थेरेपिस्ट. मैंने ऑलरेडी आपको बता दिया था. योर डार्लिंग प्यारी फालतू रानी बंदजानी. एंड आज बहुत दिनों के बाद हम लोग थोड़ा टाइम निकाल के we decided that we will address some world issues. बहुत issues है बंदजान, बहुत खास issues है. तो चालू करें आलतू बाबा. Should we just get started with
well we're actually coming back after a very long time, right? We're coming after a very long time and काफी सारे लाइनअप बैकअप हो गए थे हमारे. मतलब a lot of people actually asking us questions फालतू नहीं. तुझे बहुत मिस किया लोगों ने एंड एक बंदा जो है स्पेसिफिकली इसका मैं एक ये जो है आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट यू टू रीड इट बिकॉज वंस आई पुट इट अप ऑन स्क्रीन इसमें एक नहीं दो नहीं तीन नहीं चार नहीं पांच नहीं छह नहीं सात नहीं आठ भी नहीं नौ भी नहीं 10 के 10 कंप्लेंट भेजे हैं.
Oh God!
With great patience, we will read them. So just see how much of angst is there in this person. They're asking us questions about this. So, Lijie, this is what I'm talking about. I definitely cannot read it. It's too small for me to read it. I don't know if you can read this, Faltwani.
Yes, of course, Altu Baba. But oh my God!
Yeah.
Even before reading, I feel like, oh God.
Yeah.
I want to get this guy and smack his upside.
No. Let's go on पे बात, okay?
Okay.
तो इन्होंने एक नहीं दो नहीं काफी सारे कंप्लेंट दिए हैं. तो बट ऑफ कोर्स बुलेटेड पॉइंट्स में दिया है ताकि इट बी इजी फॉर us to understand. Okay, so let's do it. I will read out from 1 to probably 3 and 4 5 6 you read. Okay.
Okay.
For variation, he says, I am a sole breadwinner and it is so much to expect my spouse to do all household chores. Is it too much to expect my spouse to do all the household chores? I would share household chores out of love, may not be on demand. Right? And he says, point 2, my lord, point 2 is too much. Is it too much to expect water to be placed on table when I am taking lunch and my plate be taken when I am done? I mean, should I feel so disgusted to take my eaten plate to the sink and for what? It is just the plate in which I ate food and as couple we should share bed with all dirty things if that explanation matters.
Oh God.
Now here's the third one. What is so wrong about asking tea or coffee? Of course I can make it when she is not around or if she makes me feel so loving or shows pride in me for providing and respecting me for the same. Okay?
Oh God.
Now already up until 3 we already formed judgments. We tried to be as non-judgmental as possible. But ऐसे लोग होते हैं तो आगे पढ़ो कि नहीं?
तुम पढ़ोगे कि मैं?
हाँ पढ़ लो. तू पढ़.
Sure, I can try cooking when it is done with discussion and we want to explore different things in the home just for ourselves. Not because someone else's husband is cooking in their house. You never know that someone else's skills to get the work done by the husband. If she is hesitating to take my eaten plate out of the table, how would I trust her to take care of me when I'm sick without feeling disgusted? That was point number 5. Point number 6. What is so demeaning of me to expect the house be clean and have good healthy food? 7. I certainly would do house chores, which she might not know, which are mostly mechanical or heavy lifting.
Oh, wow.
8. I would not hesitate to clean the toilet for some reason if she feels bad about it. I would take it as a men's job if it needs to be.
Wow. Okay, I go extra. I know it's heavy hitting, heavy load. Let
Ah,
me let me ease the load for you. Point nine जो लिखते हैं, but that ये we actually have reading this out for the we won't tell you who the person sent it to us. Who was sent it definitely has a lot of things unresolved in their things, so we won't resolve today. We'll take it point by point anyways, okay? Um,
ah.
Point में बनाए लिखते हैं, if she wants to work, I would want to work out how much she wants to share her family and how much she wants me share on household chores and for what she might earn if it really is a fair share. So he wants to make sure control on his on her spending.
Oh God.
He says, if she wants to work while keeping me happy and getting few household chores done by me with love, I would love her to go out and work for fun and keep respecting and loving me. But if she demands me to do house chores and just for that she prefers to go out and work low paying jobs, what is the reason for me to accept it? Okay. And last, the Indian courts say, this is interesting. This person is in America, by the way. The Indian
Wow.
courts say it's duty of husband to beg or steal or work to provide a family. Doesn't it deserve all household chores to be taken care of by the other spouse? By the other spouse, I think talking other spouse, not other people's spouse, his own spouse, I suppose. This is
Oh my.
the last point of his particular rant.
Okay, Alto Baba.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I don't have water here. I really need to get water because my head is boiling now. But not just boiling, everything is boiling with this character.
Uh huh.
Okay, I don't know how to do this without. So I'm going to totally judge you on your character, and I'm going to go all mental and psycho on you right now. So before we do that, I'm going to go to the voice. I think you would be a voice of reason, Altu, or we should tell our
Always,
bandhus if you have
always. I am the voice of reason always. I know that. It's okay.
Huh?
Take a deep
Yeah,
breath. Take a deep
yeah.
breath. What are you thinking to apna? Very good, very good. So now don't judge. Probably that person is going through a lot of angst right now. First of all, the way he's written it is written on multiple points. Probably he lost an argument with his wife. That's why he wrote this somewhere.
God,
What? He must have lost the
I
argument with her. See, because most of it is bashing her up and posting himself. First and foremost, the ideology of this person is very interesting. And
huh,
for us to get this post from somebody working in America from this
huh,
particular thing, it's interesting. Let's see. We have some people online.
huh,
Oh, hello, Anuji, kaise hain aap? She's saying hello to us after a very long time. Meenakshi ji,
huh.
namaste, welcome, welcome. She's saying that we look like professors today. Professors are come nahi hai hum log. We keep professing many things, by the way. That's all love to you guys. We keep professing our love to you guys. But ये जो बंदे ने अभी बच्चा 10 points, 11 points, but just imagine how much of angst the person's got. I just want to say, but Faltani, this person definitely has expectations, gender expectations, needs to really, really work understanding how the dynamics work, right? And demanding stuff, probably. In a way, I kind of second what he's no, I kind of understand what he's saying when he says that when his wife expecting him for to do work, not because she should not say, oh, because my other husband is doing, why can't you do?
Huh? My other husband, she
No,
has
no,
one
no.
husband.
She's saying there's one point he talks about
Huh,
just because somebody else's husband is cooking,
huh.
I'm not going to cook because someone else's husband is cooking in their house. So the point is definitely he's heard a earful from his wife saying that, oh, this person cooks at the house, why can't you cook, right? Comparing.
Or she must have said that, when he said, make fresh food, healthy food at home, she must have said, why don't you also do something? That person's husband also cooks, why can't you do?
Comparing, no, comparing, okay? Na? That's what he's saying. He doesn't
Uh-huh.
want to be compared that way, right?
Really? Really? Okay, you go ahead, Altu Baba.
What
Oh,
is,
I'm sorry. I have to get into character.
what are you doing, Father? You okay?
I am not okay, Altu Baba. I am not okay. 11? I mean, what is wrong? Okay, never mind. Go ahead, Altu. Complete what you're saying.
And second thing is, if she wants to work, he's saying, I would want to. I want to work out how much she wants to share her family and how much she wants me to share on household. So basically, if she wants to work, he wants to actually get a control on how much of work she's doing and working outside also. So basically, what he's trying to say is, if he does work 8 hours of work, he comes
Huh.
home and works 8 hours. He wants her to work 8 hours and come back and work 8 hours. So basically, he's asking about equity. Okay, fair enough. But what I don't like is if it is only a real fair share, is what he's saying, because now he's assuming that she's going to pay for work for low wages in point number 10.
Oh,
Right? So, Bandhu, I'm sorry because you are writing this to us. We have to talk to you, but we got to tell you to please wake up. This is not the way it works. And I think he doesn't want to do household chores, period. He wants to be babied. Probably you want to get babied. If you want to get babied, I would definitely advise you to get your mom to come here or hire a maid who can baby you. Why would you want your wife to baby you? Your wife, Maxim, can actually baby you, as in not in a baby sense, but in terms of a romantic babying. Yeah, if you want that, because he wants to be clean, he wants to be fed, he wants to be clean, like diaper change, everything. All that is possible. No worries. If you think you want to do that, do that. But then make sure that you actually bring a proper wage and pay your wife that particular amount also, right?
yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
If you want her to clean out your plates, like how much time for you to pick up a glass of water and go and eat?
Right. Hmm.
How long will it take for you to pick up your plate and go wash it in the sink?
Yeah.
Why do you want somebody to pick it up for you, right? So if you have all the hang-ups, probably you should go back to India or hire a maid over here and pay them well so they can actually hire a butler who can do all that work for you. You don't need a wife. You don't need a wife, although. That's all I can tell you.
Correct. सही बोला आलतू बाबा.
I don't think he's looking for a wife also. I don't know. What do you feel? I think he's looking for a
Okay.
maid. He seems to be like his expectations of a maid, but his family has got him married to somebody.
Looks like one thing is his wife is standing up for herself, right? And she's probably speaking up. And this man, without having the gumption to say anything to her, is trying to get people to echo his sentiment, or trying to get people to say, "Oh, तुम्हारी कोई गलती नहीं है, हाँ तुम्हारे
नहीं
expectation
नहीं
है."
उसका गलती नहीं है यार उसका गलती नहीं है उसका अपब्रिंगिंग गलती है
ये जेंडर रोल एक्सपेक्टेशन जो आपके स्टेरियोटाइप्स है ना जनाब, थोड़ा I'll tell you something, okay? I'll give you an exercise to do. Take your hand like this,
uh-huh.
okay? Take your hand like this, take it over here, hit yourself, and then take the other hand like this, take it over here, hit yourself. Now do this fast. One, two, one, two. Do it
It's
about 10 minutes. Pat, 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 and wake up.
I beg to differ with this particular sorry ये
No,
prognosis में I'm
no,
not
no, no, no. You have to come. That is what will snap you into reality. You don't have to hit yourself hard. You can just do that because it'll snap you into reality. Because this is the 21st century. And let's tell you something. कि अगर आप अपने बीवी से कुछ एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं तो there's nothing wrong in her expecting something from you as well, right?
mm-hmm.
So expectation is the mother of all disappointment. Also be prepared for it. ये ज़रूरी नहीं है just because you are earning money, that you get to say, okay, you have to make a hot meal for me, or you should take my plate and you should put it in the sink, or you should wash it. You're supposed to do all these things. ये जो अगर आपके conditions है ना, वो आप पहले से ही शादी से पहले डिस्कस कर लेते बहुत अच्छा रहता. अगर आपके ये conditions आज आ रहे हैं and you're saying that, oh, and the worst part is कि आप उसके जो अगर वो जॉब करना चाहती है, आप कौन होते हो ये बताने के लिए कि whether she's earning low income or high income? Honestly, आप बोल सकते हो कि I'm her husband, but that's her call, right?
No, here's one thing I want to tell you.
You don't run her life. Na, Altu?
No, I agree.
How?
But what I'm saying is there's one thing over here, superiority complex is assuming that she's going to earn a lesser wage. Hence, he's saying that I bring $100 a month, you bring $50 a month, so you should do more work as opposed to me bringing work.
But Altu Baba,
He's
this
saying
is what
fair share. He's saying fair share of work.
I'm going to tell you something. I've come across way too many husbands who do this in the Bay Area, especially, and I'm really, really sorry. I'm going to call you guys out on this. Shame on you. Really. these guys who think that there are such qualified women who want to work, but their husbands say, oh, you don't earn enough, so it's better you stay at home and watch the child and cook for me and do these things, rather than taking a share in the responsibilities of the house. And shame on you, really shame on you. It's very, very annoying. And they don't drive, they make their lives miserable because they don't drive them to work. A lot of times unke liye car dilate nahi hai, and then they want them to be dependent on them. They don't teach them how to drive. I've come across way too many women, at least about 6 women, who are frustrated. They really, this is a disaster waiting to happen, because you're eventually going to have to give in, boss, or your marriage will not work. It'll be a very, very unhappy situation. When she's not happy, trust me, your family is not going to be happy.
So we have some people calling us right now on the line. Let's go see if we can take them on air, okay? Hello,
Okay.
namaskar, welcome. The Pam Pam Show. Who's this?
Pam Pam Altu Baba and Faltu Rani, how are you guys?
Oh, doing well. This is Vibhaji, right?
Oh, recognize कर लिया आपने. Very good. विभा जी कैसे हैं आप?
मैं ठीक हूँ, yeah, it's me.
हाँ जी विभा जी बताइए.
हाँ जी, तो मैंने अभी शो ऑन किया है, so I just heard a little bit about some lady and her job, and the husband giving her a hard time. So what?
No. So it is. He has listed 11 complaints about his wife, and he says, "Is it too much to ask that when I come home and I'm having lunch, that she bring me a glass of water? Is it to and then clean my plate, take my when he has finished eating, take the plate and take it to the sink? Is it too much to ask for her to keep a clean home? Is it too much to ask that uh, you know um, why should I cook just because somebody else's husband cooks? Is it too much that I expect that she stay home and she do whatever needs to be done, because she anyway will get a low paying job rather than go to a low paying job? And if I'm willing to let her go and work, will it be okay if shouldn't I know how much she's going to contribute to our house here?
No.
And
Sorry. Faltani, please don't. No. Hold on. I really want to correct Faltani. Faltani, please don't make him a very nice person that he's asking you, shouldn't I? He's saying that if he's okay with her going to work, but he needs to see that the work she's doing and work that she'll end up doing as household work has to be a fair share of work, because he also works, right? For that. He doesn't mind, right? He's very nice. He's so gracious. He says, like, I don't mind doing household work. He's saying, I'll do my share of work. Yeah. But what she doesn't know is I do a lot of work already. And he calls it men's work. It's called men's work. I don't know. I never knew there was a chore called a men's. Thank you.
What is men's work?
I have no idea. He says mechanical and heavy lifting.
Heavy
he
lifting.
says if there is heavy lifting and mechanical work, he will do heavy lifting and mechanical work. And
So
okay, he will
he
clean.
can't take his plate to the freaking sink, and he does heavy lifting.
Hey, mechanical work also.
Oh my God! Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
So this is written by the husband. This post.
Yes, and
Male.
he's also saying Indian courts say it is the duty of the husband to beg or steal or work to provide for family.
Yeah.
Does he deserve all the other household chores to be taken care of by the other spouse? And
Okay,
he
then he should go back to India. What is he doing here? He should leave and go there, because that's what the Indian courts are saying, right? This guy lives here in the Bay Area, right?
No, but he's asking a different question. He's saying that doesn't. So that is fine. He's okay with that. That the male, that the husband has to provide for the family. It's okay. He's okay with that. But he says that then doesn't he deserve that the other spouse is a housekeeper, right? That's what he's asking. Oh man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, poor thing. Yeah,
I
yeah.
wish we could get him in a room and just
Shishi, why would you want to do that?
slap
पराया
some
मत करो ऐसे.
sense in. No,
अरे
no, no, no.
पराया मत
Hey,
करो ऐसे
hey,
कभी मत सोचना,
oh,
please.
hey, hey. No, but slap some sense into him, Altu Baba.
अच्छा अच्छा, okay. Sense, that's
Slap
something
some
else.
sense into this guy. Get like a bunch of ladies together, including his wife,
Uh-huh.
and maza chakao is aadmi ko.
Oh my God. Oh.
That's what
Yeah,
we need to do.
You know, Falguni, she's saying that he just needs to be, you got to beat up some sense into him. I think
yeah,
that's a good idea. People like that don't learn.
yeah. Neha Reddy,
You're
this is very much a man in the Bay Area. This is
Oh.
very much a man who is Neha Reddy saying, "Oh, what age are you in? Do you think people will still
yeah.
do that?" Well, this is a gentleman who has sent all this. He has actually publicly asked for it.
Hey, but wait a
And
minute. She says that.
Famturani, you and I,
uh,
sorry, Altu Baba, one sec. You and I just went to, we were just in India, and हम दोनों ने अपनी आंखों से देखा है कि वहाँ पे लेडीज कितना कुछ करती हैं. Not, okay?
not, yeah.
Guy is sitting there, yeah, if this guy is sitting there and saying that she needs to do this and she needs to do this, and India mein ye hota hai, I don't know which India he's talking about, because the India that you and I just went to is very different from what this man.
It's very different. It's very different.
and किसी आदमी की जुर्रत है अपनी वाइफ को बोलने के लिए कि तू कुछ नहीं करती, तू ये कर, तू वो कर. एक सेकंड kick his backside and tell him to get lost.
No. Again, you're talking about a very small segment of people who do that. Well, I just want to answer this. Neha Reddy has asked the question. She says this is irrelevant in the Bay Area, for the Bay Area. I'm sorry, but this is a very question sent to us by one of our bandhus, listened to many of our shows. And I think it's quite an old post, as in like at least a week and a half or 2 weeks old post. And it seems they do send us the questions. So how are we getting these questions? They send us. We open up our lines for them to send us their questions, and we give them a honest feedback, the best of our ability. So I don't want to beat him up right now by saying that he gave this thing. Thank you for sharing that with us. But at the same time, if these are something you're fostering in your mind, please flush it out. All the listeners who are listening to right now are going to say that. Neha even says it is irrelevant for the Bay Area, which is very true. Same with Vibha saying it doesn't make sense. Faltoni saying something.
He needs a reality check. We're living in this country, and here, you both have to work things out. You have to share responsibilities. It should not fall on just one spouse. And to be extremely honest, as somebody who has done a 9 to 5 in the past, and who is now, pretty much for the most part raising a child at home, my full time 9 to 5 was much easier than being a homemaker. Being a homemaker, you're wearing many hats, you're juggling many balls, and this man needs to understand that his wife is not a robot or a machine, and if he expects he comes home and like the ladies in India, old time India, वो साड़ी पहन के मेकअप करके नहा धो के वहाँ खड़ी है पानी का ग्लास लेके, he needs to get into his time machine and come here to 2024.
So-
because I don't know which era this man is living in.
So basically, I think this man who sent us this query, I should say that he starts off his question by saying, "Is it too much to ask?" And I can tell you, it's too much to ask.
It's not too much to ask. It's too much to ask. I mean, तू सोने का बना हुआ है या तेरे ऊपर हीरे लगे हुए हैं जो तू ऐसी बकवास. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be saying this, but this is very, very bad, and I'm sorry. My blood is boiling right now. So,
Oh, really?
I mean,
Oh,
how can
ठंड
we
रखे.
have those-
विभा जी ठंड रखो, थोड़ा पेप्सी वेप्सी पी लो, कोका कोला.
So I want to chime in here, okay? What is really why this is relevant is because in the Bay Area there are many Indian and many South Asian women who get married and come here on a H4 visa, right? And then after that, they get the EAD or whatever, and they try to work in areas that they want to work in. Unfortunately, the husbands will say, "Oh, I am earning, I work at Cisco or Apple or whatever, and you should." The wife says, "I actually came across this incident. There's this most recently, as recently as like 2 months ago. And this very, very, very well read, well spoken, very nice lady, supposedly very well educated, from the Silicon Valley of India, Bangalore. And she was so
Wow.
excited about a job that she got. And then her husband decides and says, "Oh no, our daughter is only 5 years old." And 5 years, the child is already in kindergarten. And he made her quit, basically saying that she needs to cook for the kid, and she said she wanted the child to go for full-time school, right? Kindergarten is till 2:30, right?
Right.
So he did that, and he said it's not worth it, because if I have to, he works from home. Keep in mind, he works from home. If I have to give her lunch, if I have to give her snack, and I have to be take time away from my meetings, so it's not worth it for you to go and work. And you should just stay home till she's at least 7 years old. And she said her husband has been saying this for the past 3 years, and she says, "I'm just sick and tired of it. I don't know what else to do. Only because I don't want to make my life a living hell, I'm just going to put up with this." It
Yeah.
is so sad to think about it. And somehow well spoken, and
Yeah.
she it was so disappointing. And there are many men like this. It does not matter how much she earns, it does not matter what she does. What matters is she happy doing what she's doing, right?
Yes,
So
that's what matters. But sadly, in our, I don't know why it's this way. I hope. Actually, I'm pretty sure things are changing. But this new generation, I think they're more in touch with reality, and I think men or young men who are now getting married, they do value their spouses and what they're doing. And if they don't, the girls now, which is good, or the ladies now, are strong enough where they're like, to hell with you. If my happiness doesn't matter to you, they're brave that way. They have no issue walking away. Sadly, there are still a lot of women who, even now, irrespective of how well educated, well spoken, everything that you're saying, families they belong to, it's a huge challenge. And women don't want to get into the rut of constantly arguing. So, like you're talking about this lady from Bangalore, that poor lady's like, I can't do this every day. It's dysfunctional. And who wants to raise a child in a environment, where there's constant bickering? So it's really sad. But if this man, whoever this guy is, if he's listening, my advice to him would be, please try to put yourself in your wife's shoes and try to see things from her perspective. She's not your slave, or your maid. She's your wife. And if you like to do men's things and heavy lifting, why are you not able to help this lady out where you can? What's so special about you that there's certain tasks that for you are women centric, and only she's gonna do that? Learn how to freaking cook, man. Cook a meal, do something.
Oh my
So
God, Vibhaji, I think what we need to do is ask you to breathe some more. You're getting excited on this thing. I was suggesting Coke, and you have people, yeah, people on Facebook are suggesting you to have lassi and thanda, get some, thanda in you.
yeah, no,
So thand rakho, Vibhaji. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna go and have some
हाँ
thanda ruah afzai.
तो रूह अफ़ज़ा और सोडा के साथ आप पी लो वहाँ पे with दूध of course. And thank you so much for the wonderful
Sure.
input, Vibhaji. We have other callers waiting, but we'll go to them. But
Sure,
we'll go to
sure,
next question.
absolutely.
Thank you so much. Like, if you feel like calling again, do call back if you have any input on the next question we have. Again, like this, we have many such questions. I just want to move forward and take on the next one. In the meantime, Faldo, do you want me to read what's happened on the Facebook? We have some comments coming on Facebook. Deepa
yeah,
saying that, oh my God, I missed so much of therapy session. Yeah, Deepa, that's why often you're coming very late, Deepa. What is this?
I know.
Then Lassi P is what she told Vibha already, and then she said exactly what happens. And for women in the last priority of men, women. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay. Meenakshi, stay-at-home mom are generally working 24/7 without help of their spouses, expecting little help in the house is what she said there. Of course, A woman can definitely give a glass of water after a meal. They can. Anybody can give a glass of water after a meal. His guy expectations are unwanted, uncalled for. All I can tell you is 2 cents for the guy who posted it. My heart goes out for you because you seem to be stuck in an era which is gone. And also, which is pretty much wrong to understand that if you're marrying somebody, you're not marrying somebody for the purpose of having them slave for you, rather. And yeah, if you really want that thing, don't get married. Don't expect to hire somebody who can do it. There are people. There's a job category called people assisting them in living, and they can come and help you. They'll do that. Probably you require to even get your diapers changed. So please hire somebody to come and do nursing work for you, right? So that way, then you will know how much of value because them they don't come cheap.
Yeah.
You got to pay them on hourly rate, a decent hourly rate. When you pay out of your pocket, that's what Faltani want to say. All the women who are housewives should not just be housewives. The people who are going out to pay, rather earn money, should
Uh-huh.
pay those people as housewives.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
Problem solved, because if they're going to keep the house management, everything is their thing. The person who
Mhm.
supposedly goes and earns a living should pay them also.
Well, actually, if you think about it, law actually says that if you are married to somebody and you get divorced, unfortunately, it's only upon divorce. What is spousal support? If because it was you have taken advantage or not taken advantage, that person has kept home and has raised your children. That's why you give spousal support. That's why you give child support. You're supposed to take care of that person so that their quality of life does not get affected if you decide to pull a stunt like this and walk out.
Hmm.
Okay, and it's vice versa. It's either spouse. It could be even the lady. Like there are many homes where the ladies are the breadwinners, right? If she's making more than the man and she does the same thing, that is expected of her as well. But I'm just going to tell you this, Janab. Like Vibha said, I was in India, and Altu, you're not going to believe it. Of all the places that I visited, okay, and I visited many places and many people, the only home in which the food was home cooked, like by the owner of the house, right? Like, were my aunts and my grand uncles and aunts in there by them. It wasn't everywhere else. It's the maids, it's the servants, it's actually men who are the cooks in the house. लड़के जो काम करते हैं सुबह के चाय से फर्स्ट वाली जो चाय वाली चुस्की होती है वो वाले चाय से to the dinner, the last meal that you eat before you go to sleep. Everything is done by, and it's cross cultural, Altu Baba. It's in Karnataka, it's in Tamil Nadu, it's in Delhi, it's in Punjab, it's everywhere. Everybody has house help. Okay, and the women it's not like the women are going out and working.
So what are you
They
trying
are,
to say?
I'm trying to say that I don't know which mentality this gentleman is coming from, because he clearly does not understand that what he's expecting of this lady
Oh, you see, it's
is
very evident, right? It's very evident. He's coming from a very privileged standpoint. Male. Male privilege. That's what he's coming from. So we got to definitely give him a knock on his head and say, "Hey, wake up to reality." That's what we just now did, I suppose. But that's kind
yeah.
of enough. We don't want to talk anymore. In fact, if you want to say something to that thing, you can always post it on Facebook. People already are posting on Facebook over there. Let's go to
Yeah.
the next question we have here, which actually is from a person who probably is a female writing this, suppose.
Yeah.
Do you want to read that?
Yeah, she says, my in laws are the best in laws in the world. No roka toki for anything. They do, as they say, help in everything possible. Yet, why don't I like them? And I seem to have minor complaints here and there. Whereas they don't have any complaints from me. What is wrong with me? How can I ignore minor stuff and enjoy living with them? P.S. I'm grateful and blessed to have an open minded husband and in laws who are pretty chill and very modern compared to old days in laws. Still, I'm not happy. Please suggest no trolling. I know I should be lucky, yet I complain.
Very simple. Stop watching Ekta Kapoor movies. or rather Ekta Kapoor serials. And please upgrade your taste. Watch more videos like what we have. It'll give you understanding of how to be appreciative of stuff. I think you're being programmed by the soap operas of the world to just make sure you can hate your in-laws. Or the Sangat is actually doing, because whenever I see women meeting, I don't know about your friend circle, Faltari, they generally tend to complain about the in-laws. And so what happens is peer pressure. You start wondering, oh my God, am I supposed to have a problem? Oh, she said you can do whatever you want. Does this mean that they don't want me to do anything they want to do?
So Altu, so
Yeah.
here's the thing, right? Have become like a physical exercise
You have
therapist. I
become
told
physical
another
therapist.
gentleman to do this, right? So I'm going to tell this lady, whoever has written that, there's no roka toki and all that.
Uh-huh.
Very nice. Yeah, people are saying that you're very lucky. So here's the exercise I
Not
want
people,
to.
she herself is saying.
Wait,
She's
wait.
saying she's blessed.
Even people on Facebook are saying right now, who are listening to our show, right? They're saying, oh, very lucky indeed. So let's tell you. Here's the exercise I want you to do. Next time you get irritated with your in-laws, or you get irritated about something that you get, run into the bathroom, go do this.
Flush.
What? 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 Turn your head. What? 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 Are you stupid? Ask yourself. Look, what? Like, right? So do that to yourself. Watch how things will dissipate.
It will dissipate, yes, definitely. Or go to the bathroom, relieve yourself.
That's
Okay, we have a caller on board already. Deepaji, welcome. कैसे हैं आप? Deepaji, like this.
ये
Pam
क्या
pam to you.
सुनाई दे रहा है फालतू रानी?
हाँ हाँ बैम बैम कैसे हो दीपा?
हाँ मैं ठीक हूँ. अरे यार मेरे फोन उठाते ही तुम लोग मुझे बाथरूम भेज रहे हो. ये क्या है?
नहीं आपको बाथरूम नहीं, मैंने बोला वो लास्ट बंदे को मैंने एक एक्सरसाइज दिया था कि जनाब तुम्हें एक एक्सरसाइज करना चाहिए, जैसे ऐसे एक हाथ उठाओ, ऐसे अपने आप को छींक के मारो, दूसरा हाथ उठाओ ऐसे मारो.
Hey,
जब भी
Faltari.
ख्याल आता है ऐसे करो.
Deepaji.
अभी उसके बारे में बात नहीं करेंगे.
नहीं, एक मिनट, Deepaji, once again. Hey, once again. Hey, Faltari, can you please do it again? We couldn't see that. What did you do just now? We can't hear. What is supposed to do?
So I said this one also, I'll give her one CBT exercise where she's going to do this. Like, she goes and she questions herself right there.
अटक जाएगी, ज्यादा मत करो.
हाँ, देखा बोल रही कि तू तेरा गर्दन लग जाएगा.
हाँ,
हाँ,
तो
दीपाजी.
हम बोल रहे हैं ऐसे अपने आप से पूछो क्या and Anuji is saying, Altu Baba, you're right, she's watching too many Ekta Kapoor serials.
Thank you, Anuji. I agree with you.
हाँ तो बताइए दीपा जी, आपका क्या ख्याल है?
हाँ, अभी ऑन द स्पॉट मुझे एक ख्याल आया. ये पहला क्वेश्चन एंड ये क्वेश्चन ना एकदम जमीन आसमान का फर्क है. इन दोनों को मिलाना चाहिए.
इन दोनों को मिलाना चाहिए बोलती है. नहीं यार.
राउंड टेबल कॉन्फ्रेंस करके एंड लाइक यू नीड टू पुट सम सेंसेस इनटू बोथ ऑफ देम. एंड इसकी एंड वन गुड थिंग अबाउट दिस क्वेश्चन इज मोर ऑफ मैं बोल सकती हूँ ये इट्स नॉट अ क्वेश्चन रादर देन इट्स हर शी इज जस्ट स्टेटिंग हर स्टेट ऑफ माइंड. तो और वो बोल भी रही है कि इट्स माय मिस्टेक. तो मुझे क्या लगता है कि हर इशू इज many of our now I am realizing that like many of the issues like that we have, right, वो they stem out of somewhere. like अभी शायद वो childhood में she has seen in her life also like in her own house her mother state or या फिर उसके पापा के घर में किसी न किसी की वजह से like when you grow up in that माहौल, right, you develop certain kind of resentment like pre-existing जो बोलते हैं ना conditions, all these mental conditions, pre-existing mental conditions that she has grown up with. So it is so hard for her to believe क्योंकि that thought and that opinion of hers that in-laws are always judgmental या फिर freedom नहीं होगा, ये नहीं होगा, वो नहीं होगा, problems होंगे, इतना वो बैठ गया है कस के दिमाग में that thought. So it happens when it's right in front of you the happiness, but you can't
see it, you can't comprehend it, you are incapable of doing that, and that's what she's going through, that thing, and uske liye bhi time lagta hai, and that's what is happening. So she should give some more time, and उसको डाइजेस्ट होने, सिंक होने में शायद उसको टाइम लग रहा है, बिकॉज ऐसा लगता है growing up as a child. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. But I really think that this person reminds me of Deepa, because Deepa also wants to believe that she always has a fight with me, right?
Wow,
But I'm so nice, right? Just like say, what? That's what you always come in the fighting mode with me, Deepa. Like it's been peer pressure for you. People tell you that alto ke saath jhagda karo. Like people like your best friends like Faltu and keep.
कौन बोलता है?
नहीं, मैं थोड़ा ना बोलती हूँ, तू ऐसे बातें करता है, कोई भी तेरे साथ झगड़ा कर सकता है.
Unnecessarily.
अच्छा, मैं क्या बोल रहा था कि you probably
ऐसे क्यों बोलेगी वो?
so like that, like how you have misconception about me, so she has a misconception about her in-laws. So probably she's got that that the demand, that relationship demand, like सासू माँ मतलब हाँ.
ये कुछ भी ये ससुराल की बात है आलतू बाबा, ये हमारे बीच जो फ्रेंडशिप की बात है, वो हम फ्रेंड्स में झगड़ा अलग बात है.
फ्रेंड्स कौन?
I just want to tell you guys कि मीनाक्षी जी कह रही हैं कि she says maybe all her friends are getting all this drama and she's the only one, so she's being envious and
yeah, sympathy pain. My happens. Very true.
Yeah. So
because that is the normalcy, na Panturani.
Huh?
That's a normalcy she's saying.
The normal scenario would be that, but this is one of those unique situations where it's too hard to believe.
Yeah, but again, I don't think Deepa can never be a bad sasuma. Deepa, you're not a bad sasuma at all.
May I chime in, if you don't mind, with my fun days? Can I tell you? So, is that okay?
अरे तुम मेरे ख्याल के बारे में कुछ नहीं बताया तुमने, फालतू रानी.
क्या मेरे क्या?
You didn't say anything about her comment.
Yeah.
Well, that's an opinion. Definitely. I mean, I see where you're coming from with regard to that.
She sees where you're coming from, it seems. Mountain.
Yeah. I think I'm trying to exercise empathy for this lady who has sent us this. What I think is it happens to a lot of us, right? I want her to actually think about it. Is it just her in-laws, or do little things irritate you about other people too? Anything. And if it does, then it is not with regard to your in-laws. It's not anything else. It's just that your tolerance for, any form of what you call, I would say, any form of things that don't meet your expectation is very low. And for that, you have to develop humility and empathy more than anything.
Listen to our shows as often as possible. See what happened.
Yeah, and happiness आपके mother-in-law, father-in-law, husband से नहीं आती है. Happiness आपके अंदर से आता है. So it is up to you. So what I would definitely suggest is, if you already know that it's small stuff, so ask yourself always this question: if these people weren't in my life, would I still complain about these things? Is it worth
complain about them not being in a life?
Yeah, would you complain if these people were taken out of your life? Would you be happier? So if the answer is no, then that means that you value these people in your life, in which case what they are, every one of us, I'm sure there are things that you do that even your in-laws will be irritated with, that your husband also will be irritated with, but they love you for whatever you're saying, that they're very chill and they're very open-minded and they love
or they're very scared of you. Don't I'll share with you.
Yeah, it could be that too, but still they're not sharing any of this with you, right? So they're actually, based on what you're sharing, everything seems to be okay. So if there's little things, don't sweat the small stuff. Really, don't sweat the small stuff. It's really about developing empathy and humility. अच्छा ठीक है, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? It doesn't matter. उन्होंने चाय मंगा ली आपसे जब आप बहुत थके हारे हो. And if it's just one cup of chai once in a while, how difficult is it for you to do it? It's not a big deal, right? You would do it if your mom or dad asked you, right? I mean, I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Or it's like, if they ask you to do something, it's really not a big deal. But again, uh, tolerance has to be developed, and that only comes with humility and empathy. Um, and I kind of understand, because there were little things I used to be very proud, and I have to tell you this. Okay, I used to say that I can't stand incompetent people, and then till I realized that who am I to judge, right? So I can't stand people who are stupid, like I'm all that, so I think it's a question of taking the time out and thinking about yourself, and also thinking about whether you have the ability to judge that person as being wrong in any which way. So those are my 2 cents. Uh, so Deepa ji, क्या ख्याल है? Deepa is here or she's gone?
Yeah.
Deepa, kept the
No,
phone
no,
away. We
I'm
were
here.
talking.
I'm here.
Deepa, you felt
हाँ.
you kept the phone away while it's talking, no?
Yeah.
ए,
No,
वो
Deepa.
आग लगाने की कोशिश कर रहा है दीपा.
नहीं अरे वाह आग लगा के तूने गाना आया
I mean, मुझे वो is pretty like ऐसे उसके statement पे लगा कि वो she already knows that what she is feeling is not like entirely true. Like what is wrong with me, even though they are all nice, and why I'm not able to feel the happiness. That's the whole point here. And
That's why
a person who is little empathetic will feel that. Otherwise, you will not. You will ego comes into place, and they will still say
which is which is why I said humility. And then they always say that, see, empathy is empty. क्या था अब तुम कुछ बोलते हो ना आलतू बाबा? Empathy is empty if you don't act upon it.
वाह क्या सही बोला आपने फादर
If you
अल्टरनेटिव
don't
वेरी गुड
act upon it, what is it? Go ahead, explain, आलतू बाबा.
बता दे रोने बताना अरे बाबा
अभी डिफिकल्टी के साथ तुम बता रहे थे ना,
मुझे
बताओ.
तो वही लगता है I mean मेरा वो मानना है, like whatever, like maybe she grew up in such an environment wherein like it is almost impossible for her to see and feel deep inside that ऐसे भी ससुराल होते हैं.
ओ माय गॉड दीपा सही में उसके लाइफ पे आग लगा दिया ना कि उसका अपब्रिंगिंग अच्छा नहीं था ना वाह दीपा जी क्या क्या बोलते हो
Upbringing नहीं बोल रही हूँ, अच्छा नहीं था मैंने.
Oh, Deepa ji,
I
don't.
said she suffered.
Oh, suffered, मतलब how?
Maybe somebody close to her suffered. तुम उसका
That way, somebody close to like a friend.
Seriously.
Well, okay, there also is a point that they want to belong. She probably wants to belong to a group where all the women are complaining about the in-laws. So one message to her, one message to the women out there: stop complaining about your in-laws. And then for this lady, please stop listening to your friends. Make new set of friends. And if you want to make friends with Deepa, Deepa is available in Mountain House. Right? चलेगा ना? Yeah, Deepa will definitely give you. And Deepa life देख के आप जलोगे. आप कुछ तो करोगे.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, you got a blessed life. You got some best friends. You got some great friends in the South Bay who actually talk to you. What? Acha no? Who come all the way to drop you and all stuff. What? You forgot Deepa?
Hello.
Wow, Deepa.
When I say friends, what friends? You say opposite. What hingannadu.
Paragila Deepa, forgive Faltrani. It's okay. Poor thing. She's your friend also, right?
फालतू रानी.
माफ कर दो. हाँ तो तुम लोग ना सही में दोस्तों के बीच में मैं क्यों आता हूँ यार? I don't know why I come between you guys यार.
फालतू, why do you project everything onto me?
Huh?
That's a session in itself.
What? No, what I'm saying is, I don't know why I come between the friends, you and Deepa are friends, and then the two enemies.
One more, I would say one more thing in this. I think she got the best in-laws, good for her, and that's, I mean, definitely. So maybe she should explore the world more, man, see different kinds of people.
Yeah.
Then that will reassure her mind that she got the good ones.
Correct. I would say definitely experiment. Go get other in-laws also.
Huh? Hey, I sincerely do believe that. I think this is your the fact that you're mindful of your own feelings, and that you're just shows that yes, you do you're capable of empathy, but empathy is empty if you don't act upon it. And the action element of empathy is something called compassion. So exercise compassion towards them, and also give gratitude that they're in your life. If not many people are blessed with a loving family that they go into. Not
Exactly.
many people are blessed. So give gratitude for that. And वो मैं बोल सकती हूँ, these are all very fancy terms and all, but it's not. It's actually, if you sit down every day, if you give you, there's something called gratitude practice you can do. Write down what you're thankful for every single day. It'll help you refocus. It's called PERT. Aldo Baba?
Positive
बोलो ना.
emotion positive emotion refocusing
हाँ,
technique.
ये
पॉजिटिव इमोशन रीफोकसिंग टेक्निक. तो अगर आप वो करना ये कर सकते हो, तो दिस एक्चुअली विल
क्या है उसका
सपोर्ट यू.
फॉर्म क्या है?
Positive
PR
emotion,
PR
PERT, PERT.
PERT. अच्छा,
हाँ.
PERT.
दीपा जी
PERT
आपके
लगा
जरूरत
होगा.
नहीं है. डोंट दीपा जी, you don't have to worry about, because you got दीपा जी your tons to complain about. आपके लिए प्रॉब्लम नहीं है वो. Don't worry.
डोंट से दैट. ये
What?
फालतू कुछ बोलने वाली थी, बुलाओ मत मुझे यार. तो बाबा
किसको बुलाओ? मैं बुलाया नहीं आपको. मैं
क्या?
कभी बुलाया नहीं. क्या पीछे? हाँ.
गॉड, देखो ये बात करनी नहीं देगा. तुम बोल रही थी ना अभी ग्रेटिट्यूड ये वो, यू नो,
हाँ.
देयर इज अ न्यू एड ऑफ प्रोग्रेसिव.
I haven't seen
Have you
it.
seen that?
No. I don't watch TV, Deepa.
अरे वो एडवर्टाइज कभी कभार आता है, वो देखो कभी ऑनलाइन मिलेगा तुमको.
हाँ.
एवरीबडी वो फेक वीडियो बना रही है इसमें इंस्टा में, और दिखा रही है कि वो आई फाउंड दिस, आई डिस्कवर्ड दिस लेक. वो लेक कब का डिस्कवर हो चुका.
अच्छा, तो एक और आइडिया आ रहा है यहाँ पे. वी गेटिंग अनदर आइडिया फ्रॉम मीनाक्षी जी. शी सेज शी शुड बी पार्ट ऑफ द शो कॉल्ड एक्सचेंज ऑफ इन-लॉज, where, like, how wife swap, like that, you swap families and you go and you stay there for some time. Yeah, then she'll get an idea as to how things. Yeah, yeah. I think
सही है एक्चुअली आइडिया ऑन दिस. वही मैं बोली ना, उन दो वो पहला वाला बंदा था ना जो अपनी बीवी पे कंप्लेंट कर रहा था, उसको और इसको एक बार राउंड टेबल कॉन्फ्रेंस लगा के बिठा के बात करनी चाहिए. देखो तुम्हारा
नहीं,
ये
नहीं,
तुम्हारा
उस बंदे को ना दीपा आपके पास भेज देना चाहिए. अकल ठिकाने आ जाएगी उसकी.
Then he'll appreciate his wife more, right?
Ah, what? She will make sure that he learns a lesson. Ki, okay.
That's why I said
ओके.
he.
आल्टो बाबा, मैं अभी स्टूडियो आऊंगी ना, देन यू विल अप्रिशिएट माय फ्रेंडशिप मोर.
Sure. Anyway, I don't have anything to complain about.
मैं डंडा लेके आऊंगी ना अभी.
आप डंडा लेके आते हो? निम गंडा लेके आई जो, but don't pick डंडा. क्या पिके गंडा?
अच्छा, तो मुझे एक कॉल आ रहा है, मैं फिर कॉल करूंगी.
हाँ, no worries. बोली जी का कॉल आ गया इसको. बाद में कॉल करेंगे. Thank you so much for calling us, Deepa ji. And of course, if you guys want to call us, do call us. And Father, let's go. Next question, the last question we have for today.
Yes.
Here you go.
Huh.
पढ़ोगे?
Oh my God. Okay. Ye wala being a dad. Okay. This is very different kind of question. It says being a dad can be a huge challenge in the United States. As my son is approaching his college years, I'm increasingly upset with his academics. Math and science in US high schools are pretty bad, even in one of the best school districts in the US where we live. My son may be getting admission in a reasonably good campus. I know his foundation in math and science is very weak. He just learned how to crack the MCQ. I tried to teach him math and physics in depth, and his reply was, "Why should I torture myself like you did in India?" I told him, unless you learn these subjects in depth, you will not enjoy the fruits of best human inventions. And now you may manage to pass the exam or sometimes crack it with an A. Later, you will struggle in a STEM career without a good foundation, especially in the age of AGI. However, this is the US. I can't discipline the way my parents disciplined me. He and perhaps all of his friends are totally distracted with video games, very little knowledge of how society works here, how poor people struggle to live. He even doesn't understand his privilege is based on my hard work. And on his own, he is definitely going to struggle a lot when he'll have to make a living in an increasingly inflation infected America. I tried to send him to India and other poor places to work among the poors so that he can grow up but of very little use. Don't know how to handle this generation.
So, Father, what do you think?
Well,
Insight.
first of all, I am going to say this. Why is it that STEM is the only option? And why do you think that he has to get everything in depth? You're saying he'll get admission into a reasonable college, a good college. Why is it that you have to push him and he has to learn in depth physics and math?
Mm.
If that is not his area of interest, why push him? And I'm serious because I talked to many, 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 and over 400 junior high schoolers and senior high schoolers I've spoken to, and I've personally worked with. Um, And one of the biggest issues that they have is they don't like discussing with their parents. They're not open with their parents because they're afraid that there will be a backlash. And eventually, when they go to college, if they're not happy studying, आपके लिए वो GPA लेके आ जाएंगे क्योंकि बच्चे our kids are capable of, studying really hard. But the amount of stress that they go through, it's in a lot of them, they're not equipped mentally and emotionally to handle that amount of stress. And especially, teenagers. So I just want you to ask yourself, do you really think it's worth it? That you have to, like, it's not like your son is flunking or getting, bad grades. Do you really think it's only physics and math that will, take you forward in the world of AI? A lot of those coding jobs and a lot of that is going to go away. So what he needs to work on is his creativity and his human services, right? I don't know. This is just my 2 cents. What do you think, Aldaba?
So, I can share afterwards, but again, we do have a caller waiting line. Namaskar, welcome. Vibaji, kaise hain aap?
Hi, I hope it's okay if I call back.
Oh, you're going to call back now? Abhi call kiya na aapne?
No, no, no.
You don't want to talk now? You call back later?
Oh my God, no! I want to talk now.
So
Please.
why you say okay to call back? You can always call back. No worries.
Oh, okay.
अभी कुछ बोलना है आपको? बोलो ना.
This is a topic that's Falturani. We know, right? This has come up before. This is not the first time this topic is coming up. So like we've said before, the problem is that when for instance, this gentleman, when he moved from India and he came to this country, we came here to make a better life for ourselves and for our children. But then if you come here and you expect that your kids are going to turn out the way you were, or your kids are going to follow the same rules and regulations that you did, or that you're going to come to a country like America, which already has such a strong culture of its own, that it can sometimes be scary, and your children can lose your value system, or your cultural beliefs. I think this man should, like you said, should just be happy that the child, his son, is is still living up to whatever expectations the father has. And what I think Indian parents really need to understand is that it's not about thrusting maths and physics and engineering and accounting and medicine down the children's throats, because at the end of the day, if the child is not happy or is not pleased to be doing what he's doing or she is doing and studying the field that the parents want them to study in, at the end of the day, they're not going to learn much, and nobody's going to be happy. And just because you come from a generation where, accountant bano, doctor bano, engineer bano, nahi to you're a loser, it doesn't, that's not how it works anymore. And the dad needs to understand that, at the end of the day, you know, all you can do is give them, values and things that, you've grown up with, but how they decide what they want to do is totally up to them. So be friends with your children. Your children, like you're saying, should not be scared of speaking to you and telling you what's really in their heart. So if you're telling your kid, be a doctor, be successful, and then the kid is not able to do that, just because the kid is not making the grades to do medicine does not mean the child is a loser.
Best part is I liked his how I'm not able to discipline him the way my parents disciplined me.
मतलब हमारे टाइम में दो चपेड़े पड़ती थी and you आराम से do what we had to do. Actually, Falturani, one look was enough from the mom or the dad, especially the moms. One
Yes.
look was enough and we would start behaving.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, of course, no, you can't do that in this country. You can't say, तू कर रहा है या नहीं या तुझे नहीं आ रहा चलो एक चपेड़ मार दो and then he'll solve the equation. It doesn't work that way. So yeah, that was kind of funny, but I mean, no, I mean, it's not difficult being a dad. It's just difficult being a parent. It doesn't matter if you're a mom or a dad. It's difficult because we want the best for them. At the same time, you don't want to, murder their dreams and their passion just because you want them to do what you want them to do.
Wonderful.
Anyway,
So I just want to say one thing here. Thank you for the perspective, Vibaji. But I just want to ask, when you said as a parent, couple of things over here. First of all, coming from a standpoint of power over, right? So I think definitely to think that your son is enjoying the privileges because of your hard work, you should not be saying that. Your son should be saying it. Whether he
Correct.
recognizes that what you're doing is hard work or not. Probably he has seen that you don't do hard work, or probably seen that you don't want to do. Why should? And second thing is, if I would definitely challenge your thought about saying that the discipline you got in your life has and brought you to the level where you are right now. We all are quite aware of the fact that what we got, what we learned in school is not we applied. Very few of us probably did. But learning science and math did not bring people up what they are. Because if you look at it, it is not the knowledge what you gain in schools is not what's going to make you a leader in life or successful in life, right? The knowledge is data, right? And now you just now talked about AI and everything, and when you have data, why do you want your son to be spitting out data? And again, if you say, "Oh, I'm doing this," like Vibha just now said something in terms of um, we want the best for our children, right?
right.
But the thing is, I want parents to understand one thing: the best that you want for your children is your perspective of the best.
Correct.
And
Exactly.
how do you know that is the best perspective for your child? Because
Correct.
whether you like it or not, our one thing we should recognize is the fact that our generation and the next generation is getting more wiser because knowledge is readily available on the fingertips.
Correct.
What would have taken us in our time around 5 years to learn, they learn in 5 minutes.
Correct.
Information superhighway, they have been used to it. Yeah, you can say our generation worked hard to create the superhighway. Yes, content is poured across by them, and yes, genetically they are growing, they're better than us. You should recognize that part of it, because whether you like it or not, your next in terms of genetics, your next PD is always better than what you are, right? So don't ever think that what you know is the best for your child. The child also probably would know in growing up, and more than anything else, be a good friend to your child as opposed to being a father making him do stuff. Because I would say let them do what they want to do, let them fail, and then they will learn, and be supportive. When they fall, probably just tell them, guide them how to stand up, dust off, and continue again, right? And yeah, inflation किसको मालूम क्या होने वाला यार. He says, I totally agree with his concept saying that, increasing the inflation infected America. That's true. I think Vibaji posted something on Facebook saying that go to India, because technically, if you look at it, the only nation which is going to survive in the next 10 years in terms of economy is going to be India. It's all going towards India. So there also is, in our culture, there's one particular belief saying that the whole cycle of wealth is moving across the world. That's going back to India right now. So economically, India is going to be really strong. But then again, for him to go to India and compete, he will learn what reality is. Because
So
now the question of poor, please, I don't
With
think you should say
India,
poors. I
yeah,
don't think you should say
yeah,
poor. In fact, it's so competitive in India, he has
yeah.
no other option but to actually do something about it, right?
so
Correct.
so, so
That, so
so
that was not the reason, guys, why I was saying that. And just real quick, I just want to say one more thing. So Dad was saying that he sent the kid to poor countries and places so he can see what struggle really looks like. You don't need to send a child that far away to see what real struggle looks like. Look in your own backyard. There are many opportunities here for people, to do seva or to help out or volunteer their time. And at the end of the day, volunteering or whatever it is that you're doing, you can only do it for so long if somebody is forcing you to do it. At the end of the day, any type of service or whatever you want to call it, or volunteering ya seva bolo jo marzi bolo, that has to come from within, because nobody is going to stand around with a gun put to their head and keep doing this, volunteer their time. So if dad really wants the son to understand that, go to a soup kitchen, come to prajna.
so
That's the,
so
yeah.
well, Vibha, I think let's to an and thank you for the plug for Pragnya. Yes, most definitely, but not because you want him to get a better grade or get a recommendation letter or anything
Yeah.
like that. But exercising empathy for this parent, right? Yeah, I would say maybe what he means to say is that his son has a very entitled approach to life, and a lot of our kids do. And why not? Were we not entitled? If our parents didn't give us an education, didn't send us to engineering college, would you be here today? We also had that entitlement, right? We said that, oh, I have to do this. So at the end of the day, I think exercising a certain amount of empathy for your own son or daughter, and learn, and also I think children are what values we practice at home at the end of the day. You have people. There was a hospice nurse who talked about, when you know what hospice is, right? When people are almost on their deathbed, they go there. And there was a study that was done, and she said every single person who came there, regardless of what background, some were millionaires, multimillionaires, some of them were billionaires, some of them were like people who regular 9 to 5 hours, people, nurses, doctors, even people who are accountants. Every single person who came, nobody said, I wish I had earned so much more, or I had one more house. Nobody said, I wish I worked more hours at my job, or I wish I got a better GPA.
Sure.
Everybody said, I wish I had loved more. I wish I had more time to spend with the ones I love. So let me just say this: at the end of the day, what matters is how many lives you have touched. And if your child, if you're at this age, if you're building resentment and bitterness in them by forcing them to do something that they don't want to do, it's like saying you're invalidating what their standpoint is. So, best thing that I would suggest is have an open conversation with them, and be open to the idea. If they're not willing to do, they don't think physics or math is important, or if they don't think that what you're saying is right, ask them to tell you what is their path. But don't push them down the road, because having been raised in India, let me tell you, we all are far more emotionally and mentally resilient than children being raised here, because we have had to struggle. A lot of us have had to struggle to make our way here. Children who are raised here, like Altu Baba said, have everything available to them at their fingertips.
Yeah.
And instant gratification is the mantra of the day, right? So they're not as resilient. So please don't push them so hard that they might break. So give them that benefit of the doubt when they are choosing their own paths, because you spend thousands and thousands of dollars on their college fees, and 2 years down the road they come back and say, no, it's not working for me, I'm done. What are you going to do? And your son goes into a, you're going to listen to what he's saying at that point. Might as well listen to him now, is my 2 cents. My Mahavala Funda.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Vibaji, for the inputs.
Sure. Thank
Right?
you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And of course,
Thank you so much.
अगर आपको अच्छा लग रहा है कि हम लोग क्या बात कर रहे हैं, of course you can always send us your questions as well. We'll try to give out our funda. We'll give you our what we feel about for sure. Just a bouncing board for you guys, Prajan. And no, this is actually is not all this what we share up or here is none of our opinions. It's it's our opinions, but not to be taken seriously in terms of it's not a prescription given to you, and all the people sharing their opinions, their response for it. If you want to sue them, not us. Just kidding. But of course, if you want to send out your messages, we'd be happy to share them for you guys. Sometimes you require to have a bouncing board. That's what we're providing for you guys. And of course, this is moderated by your own PhD Altu Baba, passed with heavy difficulty, as you know, and along with
And of
this.
course, your own MFT. No, I'm not a marriage family therapist. I'm more of a Mahafundewali therapist.
Which he
If
is
you
also
see all
funda.
the fundas, I'm jhadofying.
Yeah.
That's the reason I jhadofy those fundas. But I try very hard to practice those fundas. It's not easy, but definitely please do try to practice them, because being an ally of anybody in your life is the biggest blessing, and at the same time is something that keeps us humble more than anything else in life. Humble and grateful. तो जरूर करिएगा. And like Vibhaji said, I'm going to do a quick plug. If you really would like to know what it means to be of service, what it means to be an ally, then please come to Pragnya, Pragnya, pragnya.org. Website pe jayega, find out how you can volunteer, and how you can be an ally. And you will see it's not, no, not because they're lesser than you or anything like that. It's because it really is important to see how different perspectives impact our lives. Different people and people with differences impact our lives, and how delightful life is when you see that it's not just the material riches that matter, right? I mean, somebody who could get as excited over, I mean, you give something that I've seen with the neurodiverse individuals is, उनके लिए आप $1 million उनके सामने रख दो, it doesn't matter, it just doesn't care. I mean, they'll be more excited if you give them an ice cream or whatever they want, right? Like a toy. They would rather pick that toy, or they'd rather pick the little pleasures in life, or seeing a little ladybug on the thing. So I'm just talking about learning from different people and looking at different perspectives in life. So pragnya.org if you want to get more information, pragnya.org. So इसी के साथ Manajan, Altu Baba, are we wrapping up right now?
Yes, we are. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the program as much as we enjoyed presenting to you guys. And yes, we promise to get back to you tomorrow also, and next week as well. We're going to bring in some good set of programs for you guys. We do have Deepa calling in for a quick call. Do you want to take it on?
Sure.
Deepa ji, namaste. कैसे हैं आप?
हेलो पैम पैम, क्या वो क्या शो खत्म हो गया क्या?
हाँ, आप लेट आए ना?
क्या हुआ?
आप लेट आए ना?
हेलो
हेलो.
कुछ भी सच में खत्म हो गया शो?
नहीं, we been on. No.
So the last call on air, Deepa ji. So go ahead.
बोलो आप बोलो. What did you want to say?
अच्छा
हाँ.
यार तो हमेशा गड़बड़ करता नहीं. मैं वो I'm trying to see I'm जो अभी last question है, is it I think I thought the post was by mother.
No, it's a dad. It's a dad. So what do you think? You have the same sentiments about your son also?
Oh.
देखो एक और है.
We're treading in dangerous waters, Altu Baba.
What?
Deepa, what is your take on it? Come on, tell us. We want to hear your take. What is your insight for this particular parent who has issues about STEM with his son?
That's what I'm trying to see. क्योंकि usually what happens, growing up, father and sons के बीच ये friction मैंने देखा है बहुत जगह. In all the families it happens, like teenage, and it's like the father of the what I can say household का जो head till now there will be a father, right? So slowly that even the son starts having his own opinion. So this is a very delicate situation usually, and same thing goes with mother and daughter also. But ये उधर इतना friction नहीं रहेगा because ladies are better in handling such a situation.
So you're saying it actually is a problem of the alpha male, huh?
No.
Jungle ka rule. The son wants to. Did you read the question properly?
Yeah,
No.
our family.
Then you said it's the alpha male situation. You're saying the son takes over the control of the family.
Male ego is at clash here.
Oh.
Yes. The male ego comes into place.
And
When
female
the
don't have an
boy
ego.
hits a teenage, so it's a very delicate. It's a very delicate situation, and you need to handle it
Very
properly.
delicately.
And the guy
Wear
who
gloves.
is asking I don't know how to handle this situation. And I understand that. Like at the same time, yeah. So basically, yeah, he should sit down and talk about it, and also maybe go out and have a like in the beginning thoda
Boys' night out.
friendly rapport build up hona chahiye thoda.
Correct. Gentleman's
But
club.
I don't know how old
No,
is
I agree.
how old is the boy.
So basically,
How old
take
is
him
the
out.
boy?
Take him out for boys' night out, right? Gentleman's
No,
club.
not just
No.
that. Thoda game night, and like he should. Yeah, communication is the key, and also one more idea that he said, like going to India, it definitely helps. Believe me, because kids will see the other world also. Ki unke alawa bhi, because I feel the kids here are more sheltered and cocooned in their own way, because ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या, they'll get to meet their friends and family friends. They have their own community, and that's all about it. And of course they go to school and all, but still the exposure they get in India is totally different, where you don't have to work hard as much in showing the exposure. It's just you be there.
I agree with you. So
Like
Deepa, I totally agree with you. I think this you're saying this generation is very sheltered. Deepa's suggestion is you got to tie your children in the backyard at least twice a week, right? No? Open weather?
Hey, Bhagwan.
No? Open
For
weather?
all the people who are listening, I didn't say.
It's a joke with Deepa. Okay, it's fine. But Deepa, I hear you. So you're saying that you're telling the guy that he has to take him out. So you're saying whatever he's doing is right. You're saying that it's very bad if the boy is not doing well at STEM.
No, he said he is going in a reasonable college, right?
No,
we
he
should
just
make
says-
peace with it.
Yeah, he should make peace, you're saying. Okay. But he's saying that the foundation is very weak, it seems. He's saying that the foundation is very weak, and because
that's
his
where
math and
that-
physics, what the father is saying is, because he tried to teach him math and physics, I believe, it did not work. He wanted him to have in-depth knowledge. He feels if he doesn't have in-depth knowledge, he cannot enjoy the fruits of
Well,
best of human inventions. So he says he can't enjoy the fruit.
देखो, as a मैं वही बोल रही हूँ. See,
Ego has
as a parent, I am trying. I am giving benefit of doubt for the parent here,
because you're a parent.
Yes, and
You're
as
biased.
multicultural parent. No, I'm not biased. It is very hard for a person who is born and brought up in India, and then you come here and you create your own world, and it's a cultural differences, and we all go through that.
Correct,
As a parent, I go through that, and everybody goes through that.
Yes.
So it is very hard parenting here, because whatever knowledge you have is from India. You
Oh.
can't help it, right? जो हमने देखा है वही हम लोग सीखते हैं ना, तो that kind of parenting is different. I understand. So here दोनों को भी adjust करना पड़ेगा. And as a kid, and believe me, and उसमें कोई बुराई नहीं है when a parent says you have it better than what we had, and it is true.
Okay.
And all they have to do is they have to acknowledge it, and that's what we are expecting. Nothing else.
But when you
They
say,
have to
but
see
when you,
that.
but so here's the thing. So here's what I want to tell you. Okay, I understand what you're saying, but let me also get one thing, one fact which we all have to come to understanding is, parenting is there's no book for it. Parenting is
Exactly.
experimenting,
Yes.
correct? You agree with it? It's experimenting. There's no book which worked for you which worked for them also, correct? Are you agreeing with that? Say
Yes.
the way
For
the
the
way
very
your
fact
mom
that the
the
kids
way
are
your
good.
mom worked with you is not the way you would work with your children, correct?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So now point the thing is now you can do what you want, but if you ask them that you have to have respect to me, that's bad. You can't command, you can't demand respect, right? You got to command it. How would you command it? By giving respect, right? So if you respect their thought point of view, their thought, they will respect yours. But what happens, unfortunately, in our generation, we are stuck up with the fact, oh, we are parents, we are better than you.
ऐसा नहीं है. That's what I'm saying. ऐसा नहीं, इधर ऐसा नहीं चलता, and वो हमको भी पता है.
Ah,
You
good.
know,
So
but
she
we are
knows.
giving too much importance to the kids thing now. ऐसा भी नहीं
Oh,
है.
too
So
much
you have to
importance.
strike a balance. No, you have to strike a balance. Even kids should understand, na. So you have this so-called other cultural knowledge. You also have.
Uh-huh.
ठीक है. You have different kind of kids as your friends, like कोई UK से, कोई France से, like you have a better perspective than now also, right? And हमें छोटे kindergarten के बच्चे की बात नहीं कर रही हूँ इधर. So when you are, and you should be able to understand their point, and at the same time you also should be able to, दोनों को वही मैं बोल रही हूँ. Again, it boils down to the communication here. Both the kid and the parent have to put their point forward properly, and make them realize and understand. It's all about the parent is worrying about the future. That I understand that, but उसका भी एक नजरिया है और इसका भी एक नजरिया है. So it's a very delicate, and ego वगैरह ये सब आते हैं. That's part and parcel of all the parenting things. And like you said, there is no manual for parenting for sure. So easily it makes it more difficult. That job is more difficult because you work on your instincts.
Instincts. Very good. So wonderful. So I like the input. Thank you so much, Deepa, for that passionate debate which is now shared with us. That whatever your, I think you sympathize with the parent over there because you also were a parent. It's very interesting to note how we know suddenly we bond with people who are just like us and say, oh, it's hard. Yes, I agree with you. So that's nice. But I really want, my heart goes out to the child who's in the equation over there because the father is still, trying to do something with the guy, which probably the guy doesn't want to do. So anyway, but thank you so much, Deepa, for the wonderful input. We will, I hope you enjoy the program as we enjoy presenting it. Did you like it? Aaj ka topics?
Yes.
Very good. Wonderful. Like this, we'll
थोड़ा
bring more.
intense था लेकिन अच्छा था.
थोड़ा intense था आपको?
हाँ, intense था थोड़ा.
Intense था? अच्छा लगा ना आपको? The idea is Thursdays, the therapy Thursday has to be intense because this is where we as a community talking about these things. See, there's no right or wrong answer to it.
मुझे मेरे सर के ऊपर intense नहीं चाहिए आज तो बाबा.
आपके सर के ऊपर इंटेंस थोड़ी आता है. आपके सर के ऊपर जो आता है. क्या dandruff. But the point is, people have been saying a lot of things there. Aditi, thank you so much. Aditi, I'm reading all your comments, your wonderful comments over there. And I hope the people we shared their inputs today can go read the comments also. Deepa has a wonderful inputs to share, and so did Vibha. And Mamta ji, all the way from India, has posted something saying she agrees with whatever I said. Thank you so much, Mamta ji. I know both of us, we are like, same wavelength. It's wonderful. Anuji is still with us from India all the way. She's still there. And yes, Deepa, thank you so much. Always wonderful to hear you talk on our shows. Keep that coming, okay?
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanक यू सो मच.
क्या फालतू रानी चली गई क्या?
आप बात करें ना इसलिए है
तुम
कि
दोनों बात कर रहे थे, मेरे को मौका कहाँ मिलता है कुछ भी बोलने का.
Oh my God. क्या फालतू रानी?
दीपा सी फ्रेंड्स. How do you feel, Deepa?
Seriously.
Deepa,
So
how does
because
that make you feel?
that's a different show, Altubaba. We can go into that later. But thank you so much, Deepa, for calling in.
हाँ, feel Friday निकालो. Feel Friday.
फील फ्राइडे आपके लिए निकालेंगे. आपको एक बार बिठा देंगे इस सोफे पे. ठीक है दीपा?
हाँ.
Thank you, Deepa. Take care. Bye.
Thank you so much for calling in. Have a good one. Take care. तो बंधुजन, इसी के साथ हम बोलेंगे that it's time for us to be saying good night. But before we go, we want to tell you कि if you liked our show, please hearts दीजिएगा and please do share our shows with And the Radio D Hotties app on iOS and Android download kar lijiyega. And of course, you'll get to watch our videos as well, which are archived on our app too. So agar miss ho gaya, aapko video on demand bhi hai, so you can actually watch it there. And of course, हम फिर मिलेंगे इंशा गणेश कल right here on Radio D Hotties. तब तक के लिए हमें इजाजत दीजिए. Good night.
चबा
शबा
खैर,
खैर.
मेरा प्यार भरा।